Now, about the next thing I've really noticed is that there is no mistakes in this manuscript. As far as the size goes, it's written in a book size, I believe. So whatever wrote it, or whoever planned for something like a human size to read it. Now you'll notice all the plants, and they have the roots, and they're put in these barrels, these colored barrels. Then we have more plants, and I'm not a plant expert at all, anything like that. But if anyone out there could tell me, are any of these plants native to our Earth? Because some of these are just, root systems are really weird, and there's no seeds or anything. And then our Earth is not figured much into it, but this author likes circles. And you'll notice that the 68 ink is faded, but the rest of this ink is not faded. The one thing I really noticed about all the work here is that let's say it's done in ink, it's done with a something that had a hand, maybe an opposable thumb, or maybe just 4 fingers. But these drawings appear to be not in pencil but ink. That means I don't see any erase marks. I don't see any mistakes on any of these pages. Now, why would someone go to all the trouble to make these beautiful patterns with all these finite writings and stars, and they look like stars anyway? There is no erase marks. There's no flaws, as in. And this paper folded out shows all these circles where the center circle is connected, but it seems like every diagram that is made here is made on purpose for a reason, and there's no mistakes on it. There is no crossed out letters or redone things. Now, I don't know about early writers, but do they do this? Now, here's where the rubber meets the road. This is part of the manuscript, I believe. And what we have here is this right here could either be let's take a wild guess, a brain or an egg. This to me looks like a child of some sort. But that child, it has large eyes, large head, partial tail, and what looks like right here is a stomach going down into maybe a uterus. And then we have a diagram pointing to what this is and what the brain is. Now, what I'm wondering about is if the writer of this manuscript was trying to breed our women with his people, because the women keep popping up all over the place, never the men, and this little child. Now, the one thing is, this little infant could be a natural infant from whatever wrote this book, because it looks like it has 2 legs, 2 arms, or it could be a hybrid. The one thing we know is that this book was meant to be seen and read by someone. So more than one people know this language. And as I said before, the pictures were drawn, then the commentary was put on afterwards. And as you can see, like on this page, there is no mistakes in the writing. There's no flaws. They didn't need a whiteout to fix anything. Now here's another one of those weird looking I don't know what it is, but we look for the patterns, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 women, and we have 5 of the little barrels. The purple stuff is, or blue stuff is going into the incubator, or I don't know what the hell it is. And then the blue stuff is coming down and going into this single one with a woman in it. But you'll notice all the writing in all the pages, there's no mistakes, there's no crossouts. So whoever did this must have been a very, very good calligrapher or writer, not to make a mistake. But the drawings themselves are crude. So there's an order but a disorder to it. If you'll notice the different color baskets, whatever they are, it appears that these plants are put in this basket, these plants are put in this one, and these are put in this, and these are put in this. Now, it appears to me that someone would not put them in storage like that and have them cataloged along with the roots unless they plan to replant them. So we could perhaps optimize that with the green leaves, that wherever these are going to be planted, there is going to be chlorophyll. Because I've never seen a plant like that at all. Never. And if you'll look very closely at high resolution pictures of all these pages, something very, very good, very, very talented wrote these pages. Freehand, first time. They said what they wanted to say. They didn't cross anything out. And a lot of these pages are just way too complicated for them to stop and redo it. And we look down here, and this could either be a man or a woman. I don't see any breasts. And it looks like this guy's missing his manhood or something. Everything is a clue. And then we get to this. I mean, they don't talk. Whatever this guy's doing, he's not talking about the world. He's talking about something far different. And how did he draw these circles like this? Freehand? Who knows? They're almost perfect. Now we see a picture of a human-like person. And they're the vector, they're the middle. And then we see something over here. So my synopsis is that this manuscript was left here. We need to check the paperwork on it, to check the... We need to check the... the ink, the paper, and something else just occurred to me. Now, I don't know if this can be done, but it just occurred to me. Now, this must have taken a lot of time to do this. This would be my last picture. A lot of time. But every crime scene leaves clues. This is not a crime scene, but it's clues. Now, if a human being in the 1500s wrote this, wouldn't it be plausible to think that there are fingerprints on these pages? Now, I know that normal people have handled them, but what if we find fingerprints that aren't quite human on here? And I imagine we have the technology to see when oil was left on this paper. So it's something to think about. I don't know the writing, but I'm trying to put myself in the mind of the maker of the manuscript. Okay, it's something to think about. It's a great mystery.